Hello friends, kamusta? I'm Carby and today I'm gonna be answering a few more questions that my friends sent me on Instagram, and this time, these questions are school related, so it's currently 8:39 in the morning and I'm filming this video cause why not? And ang init. Pinatay ko yung electric fan kasi ang init. Ay, ha? Sabi sa inyo 8:38 pa lang eh. 8:39. Pinatay ko yung electric fan kasi ang ingay. So, ang init. Disclaimer muna. Ulit, of course, if you can hear background noises, hindi ko na alam kasi kaya ako nag-film ng ganito kaaga para wala gaanong ingay. So, pero pag may ingay pa rin, sorry. And once again, I will put timestamps in the description box in case you want to jump into different questions lang. And yung answers ko, based on my own experiences, I'm just sharing them in case mag-break din sa inyo. But, of course, based on my experiences lang sila. So, it's gonna be a trial and error process in case you want to try this suggestions or advices that I am gonna share. Let's begin. First question is from 𝒻𝓇𝒾𝓄𝓈. Thank you for sending me a question. So, Camille asked if mahirap daw ba yung online class kasi I enrolled sa 𝒁𝓈 online learning term because 𝒁𝓈 or 𝒁𝓈 online learning term is just like a transition term. You know, parang adjusting term pa lang siya, pero we did do online classes, pero more of like, kasi 2 courses lang naman yun, so parang, you know, transitioning pa lang siya. But, based on my experience, during the 𝒁𝓈 online learning term, online classes, they are very unpredictable. It's easy to say if you have the resources or you have the capacity to do online classes or you have the privilege. It's easy to say that it is easy. It's easy for us to think that it's gonna be easy because nasa bahay ka lang and it feels like you have all the time in your hands kasi you're comfortable, you're in your own home. All you have to do is, well, if you're privileged, all you have to do is wake up, log into your account, and enter your classroom. But it's not actually as easy as that. It's actually quite difficult to adjust. For me, I had a few troubles when separating school from home kasi wala na talagang division between the two and it's quite difficult. So, online classes, I have to say, it's very unpredictable. Depende na lang sa experience mo yan. Pero for my experience, it's kind of tricky. Okay, so next question is from Eliza Rose. Tips po for senior high school. My biggest tip for senior high school is, this is a very general question, pero I'll give an advice on studying or like senior high school exams na lang. Kasi during senior high school, that's when I learned how to use flashcards or incorporating flashcards into my study routine. Kasi I used to commute for like 40 minutes para lang makarating dun sa school ko kasi it's quite far. I had to ride 2 jeepneys because yung route, ganon. So I have to get into the first jeepney, then drop off, then ride another jeepney, then dun ako makakarating sa school ko. So I had to maximize my time and that's when I started using flashcards. Commuting or not, this is actually helpful because making the flashcards alone is already a good way to review your lecture and your notes. So that's my biggest tip for senior high school students. Next is, I have 3 from Justin. Ang dami. Pero I'm gonna answer them for you. So, first question from Justin is, how to move on sa grade na alam mong hindi mo deserve? I don't move on from that. I make sure na I fight for that grade. Not fight like literal suntukan fight, but you know, I'm gonna try to communicate to the professor first before, or like understand what is happening. Kasi if I know that I don't deserve that grade, then I will ask, or like I will try to make things clear with the professor, of course with respect.
Calm yourself first, even if your mind is troubled.
Like naguguluhan ka what is happening. Go approach the professor with respect. Ask the professor what happened, because there's a probability na may na-miss lang yung professor when grading. Or you know, oftentimes ganun naman yung nangyayari. Kasi nangyari na yan before sa akin during senior high school din, na I received a low grade and I knew that I did not deserve that grade. So I went to the professor, we talked about it, and turned out na may na-miss lang siya na i-record. So, ayun, we were able to address it, and after that, it's okay na. But you know, depende sa professor yan. If the professor is kind of, you know, medyo mahirap kausap, or worse, kapag hindi ka kinakausap pa or hindi ka nire-replyan, hindi siya nag-respond, the best way for you to move on is to remind yourself na at the end of the day, what matters the most is that you know to yourself na you deserve something more than that. And this is gonna sound so cliche, pero your grades will not define you at the end of the day. What matters the most is alam mo sa sarili mo na you did your best and that you deserve something much more than what you received. So, yeah. Kung kailangan mo talaga mag-move on from that, then ayun. Kung hindi kayang ibigay ng professor mo yung grade na nararapat para sa'yo, then ikaw na yung magbigay ng grade sa sarili mo. Use it as your inspiration to keep on striving for good grades. Gamitin mo na lang siyang motivation, inspiration mo to keep on hustling for grades, for good grades. And last question from Justin is, after you finish all your school stuff, your requirements, your deadlines, what is the first thing you will do? I lay in bed. That's the first thing that I do, because that's my moment of relaxation. It just suits me down, it calms me down, laying in my bed, sleeping, taking naps. Yun, it's very priceless. I know, parang ang babaw pakinggan, pero yun talaga yung reward ko sa sarili ko most of the time. And it's very rewarding to do that, knowing that you deserve that moment of laying down. Very soothing. Next question is from Lance. He said, advice ka naman sa mga tulad namin na takot humarap sa public for public speaking. To be honest, hindi ko rin alam kung saan ko nakuha yung kapal ng mukha ko pag nagpa-public speech ako, or like, you know, hindi ko rin alam. Pero, I think what helps me, kasi kinakabahan rin naman ako, pero I think what helps me lessen the amount of kaba is preparing. I have to make sure na I have an outline of what I am gonna say, and I practice at least once, like the entire speech or the entire thing. I practice it at least once, kahit sa utak ko lang. For confidence, I think I just fake it. I just fake the confidence until I make it. Fake it till you make it. Hindi na yun malalaman ng ibang tao as long as nakikarry mo yung fake confidence mo. Sa pagdadala na naman yan. So, ayun. Tas tuloy-tuloy na yun. Kapag sinet mo yung mind mo na,
Kaya ko to, I'm confident I'm gonna do this,
the rest will follow. Next is sent out by Trisha. Trisha said, Carby, I'm a silent fan. Thank you so much, Trisha. And Sabi niya, do you do a lot of tasks at the same time or do you focus on one? Honestly, I'm not a multitasker. I have tried multiple times to multitask but I cannot. Kailangan kong harapin yung katotohanan na I'm not a multitasker. Kaya gano'n na lang yung believe ko sa mga multitasker. Kasi hindi ko talaga kaya. Even if it's like a matter of listening to music while walking, feeling ko kung saan ako dadalhin ng paa ko. Because I'm thinking during both circumstances. Well, kaya ko mag-multitask kapag yung isang bagay hindi nag-require ng thinking. Let's say, for example, washing dishes. Kaya ko manood ng like video, like YouTube video, like makinig sa podcast while washing the dishes. Yun, yung mga ganun bagay. Kasi pag naghugas ka naman ng pinggan, pag nag-uurong ka naman, hindi mo naman kailangan mag-isip gaano. Diba? So, yun. To answer your question, Trisha, no, I do not do a lot of tasks at the same time. I only focus on one. I wish I can multitask, but I cannot. Next is from Cedric and medyo madami to. So, first is, saan ka nakakuha ng scholarship and paano? Na-ask ko na to last time para maging informed lang din yung iba na di nakakaalam. I have two types of scholarships. One is from the school and one is from the
Taxes of the people, not from the government. It's just being governed by the government, but the money is still from the taxes of the people.
First, let's talk about the one from my school, and it's an academic scholarship. So basically, you have to reach a certain amount of grade. You have to maintain, sa amin, in our case, you have to maintain a GPA of 3.0 because 4.0 is the highest sa grading system namin. So you have to maintain at least 3.0 GPA. And you cannot have a subject or a course na may grade na below 2.5. So, ayun. Basically, mag-a-apply ka lang sa scholarships office. If you have the grades, ayun, apply ka sa kanila. They will interview you. And, ayun, I have 50% scholarship. I'm very grateful for that. And the second one is managed by the DSWD. And they give us a monthly allowance, and kagaya nung sa school, you have to maintain your grades. The difference with that is that you have to take an exam sa municipality nyo. Mag-exam ka, then ayun, kapag nakapasa, then ayun, maintain na lang ng grades. Tapos i-renew mo lang siya every school year. Another question is, like me, pwede bang i-take ang mass comm as pre-law? Yes. To clarify lang, I am not taking mass comm, I'm taking communication arts. Pero yes, you can take that as your pre-law. Next is from Ollie, and she sent me two. So one is how to review effectively. I think the main way on how to create an effective study routine is first knowing what type of learner you are. Ako kasi, I have to write things multiple times for me to be able to remember it. Kasi may ibang tao na kayang basahin lang yung lecture and they're good to go. Merong iba na kailangan lang pakinggan yung professor during the class. Then maalala nila yon hanggang exams. Pero ako, I have to rewrite it, memorize it, use mnemonics. I use a lot of mnemonics. So if that will work for you, then that's great. It actually helps me a lot. So make sure to know first kung anong type of learner ka. Last from Ollie is how to not give up on the program you were enrolled in. That is quite hard, pero I think my piece of advice is just to remind yourself of the reason why you started. I remember one thing na yung professor ko nung senior high school, sabi niya, it goes along with the lines of, it's better na maghirap sa school kesa sa actual life. You have like people you look up to, if you have a mentor, remind yourself of them para, nakaka-motivate yung ganung bagay. Makita mo yung ibang tao na successful sa buhay. Girl, you can do this. I know you. And I believe in you. Next is from Pami. Pami said, if you're a working student, how would you juggle work and study, especially with online classes? I think it's best to communicate with the professor and tell your professor what your current state is and that you are working. Of course, don't use work as an excuse lang. Pero, it's good pa rin to tell your professor para lang they know and they are aware of what you're dealing with. From Isma, sabi niya, how do you deal with the workload? I create a calendar. I have a bullet journal. Pero, nagsiset up pa ako ng isang calendar like on a bigger piece of paper para lang I have a general view on what is gonna happen. Because workload, kapag nasa isip mo lang yan, masa-stress ka lang, your anxiety will just pile up. So, instead of having them on your brain, dump it into an actual thing like a piece of paper, a physical thing, para hindi siya nagsastock lang sa isip mo. Next is from Micah. Sabi niya, how do you make your day productive? Kapag, days like this, like filming days, the night before or the day before, I set my mind, I make myself excited or look forward to that day. Like, for filming days, beforehand, I charge my camera, I make a list of things that I'm gonna do. If it's a Q&A like this, I'm gonna list down like an outline. I prepare, and that way, parang excited ka. Kasi pag nag-start ka na, yun na yun, tuloy-tuloy na yun. So, yeah. Hindi pwedeng i-mention ng name. So, Liza Soberano asked me if, how do you balance online classes and your bahay priorities? Communication is key. Parang kagalang nung sinabi ko kay Pami na communicate with them. Tell them na you are dealing with online classes or you're doing school para alam nila what you are going through or what you have to deal with. So, communicate with them and inform them about your stuff. Last question is from FabGab, my fabulous friend Gabriela Quihencio. Sabi niya, post-grad plans ma. Lapit na tayo with heart emoji. Honestly, I'm not very vocal about my future plans kasi hindi naman natin alam kung anong mangyayari. So, I don't want to disappoint people. I don't want to be like, I'm planning to do this and do this and do this, tapos hindi ko naman magagawa. Alam mo yun? Parang, ayokong gawin yun. Pero, since you asked for this, I'm gonna answer this. Pero I have multiple plans, like backup plans. Actually, I only have 2 lang ata. Pero, my main plan kasi is to be a flight attendant. Yun kasing advice sa akin ng ninang ko na mag-take daw ako ng communication course or nursing. So, it's an easy decision for me to take communication instead of nursing kasi
I cannot do nursing.
hindi ko kaya yun, hindi kaya ng utak ko yun. Plus, I love writing, I love communication, so it's an easy decision for me to take communication instead of nursing. There's dalawang offer niya. Kasi she's a flight attendant, so yun yung advice niya sa akin. So, ayun, I took up communication. I'm very enjoying communication actually. I love communication, I love my course so much. So, ayun. Either to be a flight attendant or to pursue journalism or broadcasting. Hopefully, to have my own business. I want to have my own business alongside my profession. And, ayun, hindi ko alam kung saan ako dadalhin ng kapalaran, pero hopefully, something that will aid my needs. And that, my friends, wraps it up for this episode of #CarbyTALKS. I am looking forward to more episodes of this. I really enjoy sharing stuff with you guys and sharing things, my experiences about life. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe. Thanks! And oh, by the way, if you are the right age na to vote, please register yourself. If you have the capacity to do so, register yourself to be a voter. Because let us exercise our rights to vote. It is our time to shine.
Kilos ka mataas.
Yun lang.